So we're inside Penhurst Retreat Centre, so warm, so welcoming. My name is Sean Lambert. I'm the Senior Minister of Stanmore Baptist Church. I've been there nearly 20 years. And one of the things I started to do right at the beginning of my ministry was to do some training, pastoral care, counselling, psychotherapy. And I did that at Roehampton University. And then in 2006, I'd been at the church a while, and I got very stressed, anxious, depressed, close to burnout. And that's where at Roehampton I came across mindfulness in secular psychology. And I started to use some of the meditative or mindful awareness practices, and I found them very helpful. And then I came across a little book called The Jesus Prayer by Simon Barrington Ward, former Bishop of Coventry. And I started using that, and I found that very helpful as well. And I started to research the Jesus Prayer. And one of its pioneers was a 5th century Greek bishop called Didacus of Photike. And I came across a phrase in one of his books that just has stayed with me ever since, where he asked us to cultivate a mindfulness of God. And in secular psychology and in Buddhism, I hadn't heard of any of that, any reference to mindfulness of God. And I realized that Christianity didn't feature in the marketplace of mindfulness. So one of the reasons I'm doing PhD research into mindfulness at London School of Theology is to help Christians be well informed about mindfulness for health. It can help a lot of people with a whole range of conditions. But if you have a mental health condition, it's really important just to check with your doctor, with a counsellor, with a professional, as to whether mindfulness might help you. Because mindfulness practice itself is not for everyone at every stage of their life. Because in mindfulness practice, what we're doing, and this is true of Christian contemplation as well, is facing reality, facing difficulties. And sometimes that can just be very overwhelming. But what I found is that using Christian contemplative practices, using the mindfulness for health in secular psychology, that it glued me back together. There's a beautiful form of Japanese pottery called kintsukuroi, which is literally to repair with gold. And they take a broken pot and they repair it with gold and silver lacquer. And what they say is that the pot is more beautiful for having been broken and repaired than never having been broken at all. And the truth is that all of us are broken. It's just that we don't necessarily know it. And sometimes Christians come and say to me, look, I'm suffering from depression, and people have said to me, pull yourself together. And sometimes they feel that they're a failure. And I say, you're not a failure, you're kintsukuroi, you're broken. But God can repair you with the gold and the silver of his kingdom. And you are more beautiful for having been broken and repaired than never having been broken at all. And again, Brené Brown, the social researcher, would say that there's some myths about weakness and vulnerability. We think vulnerability is weakness, and it's not. It's about being human. And that's one of the reasons wherever I go and speak and do retreats and study days and things, is I tell my story of how I was broken and how I was put back together. So I just want to ask now that God will bless you, that he will heal you if you need healing, that he will bring wholeness into your life, and that he will bring into your life people who can help you live life in all its fullness, which is what Jesus wants for us. God bless you.